I bought all this stuff right here for about 22 bucks. It's tomatoes, lettuce, kale, what else do I have here? Red onions, jalapenos. So this is already, they already grew this on that, you can see over there, that greenhouse. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to plant it on my garden, and that should take care of that. You know, for 22 bucks, this right here will give me enough vegetables all summer long into the fall, which is a good thing. You know, when you make burgers and stuff, you have lettuce, you have your red onions, and you're good to go. So we're going to take this and we're going to plant it. I already got rid of all the weeds that were here a few weeks ago, so I'm going to go ahead and plant this in rows vertically. You can see I got some stuff growing from last year, some green onions, some parsley, there's some herbs over there in that little bed. The plan is to also take that rain barrel, put some gutters on the shed. This is the shed, this is the back of the shed, and then have it connected to a hose with a timer and have it automatically water the garden. But we're going to go ahead and plant these things right here. What I've done here is I've dug some holes vertically, and I left the space between here so I can walk once the vegetables start to grow. And now we're going to go ahead and plant the stuff that we bought, going down vertically, and put it inside each hole and then cover it up. And like I said, you want to leave some space so then you could walk once the vegetables grow. So that's basically how it is. Every time we grow something or plant something, we'll do a vertical line, we do some holes, we put the vegetable in there and cover it up with dirt. So the holes don't have to be too deep, just deep enough to cover the root. So when you use the hoe to put the dirt on here, it's going to be covering that root like that all around, and that's pretty much all you need. You don't need like a deep hole, just enough to cover it, and we'll do that with the hoe. But you can see that's one row of kale. That right there is the jalapenos, and then the red onion. And it's basically how you want to do it, in rows, and then we'll put the dirt around the base, around the roots, and that will be it. Alright, so there it is. Everything is planted. Just got room over there for some potatoes that are already growing, but I'm going to plant more. You can see I made a horizontal line with all these tomatoes right here. Various tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, big boy tomatoes, going up and down there, and I'm going to use those posts once they grow to tie the vines. So there's tomatoes over here. This is the lettuce, different types of lettuce right here, and then red onions over there, the jalapenos, the kale, and now I'm just going to water it, and probably going to plant some arugula right here as well. And we'll come back, we'll check this in about a month or so, and the garden's going to look a lot different. It's going to be a lot more vegetables growing, they're going to be a lot bigger. I had some seeds left over from last time, and I just planted here in this general area right next to these brown lettuce. And we'll see, hopefully it grows. Once you start something from seed, it takes a little bit longer, about a month, to start showing up signs of life, to see them sprout. But I couldn't really get anything for arugula already grown at the greenhouse, so that's what I had to do. I have been watering this every night after sunset. This is like day 4 right now. Obviously you're not going to see anything growing because it's going to take about a month, like I said. But another thing I wanted to touch on is placement. You can see right here where, and this is where we talked about leaving space for you to walk, works out for you. But this right here, speaking of placement, is zucchinis. And I leave the little markers right there. And as a matter of fact, I use those markers to find out if the vegetables should be in a sunny area, shaded area, or mixed. But if you look at that zucchini right there, I placed it right here because now it's going to flow this way down, okay? It has plenty of room because this is a vegetable that likes to spread out. And when you're doing this, zucchinis, cucumbers, watermelons, stuff like that, you have to make sure that you think about where the vegetable and how the vegetable is going to spread out. So as you can see, I have plenty of area here. This is the kale, and it can spread out this way, that way, all around, all down here, okay? Another thing too, talking about planning ahead, is you can see those branches that are there tied up. That's where all the tomatoes are. And what we'll do is once the tomato vines start growing, we'll tie them up to those branches and let them spread out. That way it's easier to pick tomatoes. The tomatoes are not falling over to the side or whatever. And that's basically what you need. You can also buy the wire mesh, but I decided to do my own since I had a few branches here and there. I have a lot of trees in this property. So it's a small property. This is a small urban. It looks big, but it's not. All right, this is a very small property. I live in a city, so I have to do what I have to do. My garden, as you can see, is not very big at all. It's probably, I would say, 12 feet by 10 feet. Not more than that. That's important to water. And that's the thing. Every day I come over here when the sun sets, which is very important. And then you water your garden. If you water the garden while the sun is out, what's going to happen is the water's going to land on like the lettuce leaves and stuff, and it's just going to burn them right out. So you want to go ahead and wait till the sun sets, or the sun is setting, I should say. Well, here's something that's going to eat your vegetables right there. This little bug will eat your vegetables, all the leaves. So I'll just throw it out. There's all the sticks here all tied up, so that way when the vines grow for the tomatoes, which are that line right there, I can go ahead and tie them up to those sticks. Alright, so like I said, this is the entire garden right here, not that big. This right here has potatoes that was just planted the other day, and those right there, those are potatoes from last year that we didn't dig out of the ground, and they're already growing. They grew by themselves because they left the potato there. Potatoes are one of those things that you have to wait till the leaf is actually brown for you to dig up the potato. Any sort of root vegetable like that, you gotta wait till the top of the leaves start like dwindling a little bit. Then you know that it's time to go ahead and dig it out.